After backpacking more than 1,000 miles on the Appalachian Trail, I've learned 6 stove hacks that make a huge difference. Also at the end, I'll show you a cool product that I'm working on that I think you'll like. The first hack is the stove canister pull tab hack. And you can get this hack done in under 5 minutes for $0. This is one of those hacks that you're gonna think, why didn't I do that before? When you drop this thing in here, it makes a huge racket. And kind of no matter how carefully you try and do it, it still makes a huge racket. All fuel canisters come with this little standardized black cap. The really simple hack that you can do for this is take the cap here. You'll notice there's already one hole drilled in here for condensation, but you'll drill another hole and then you can get a tiny piece of cord. You create a little loop like this and then you tie the cord through the loop. Now you can use this as a little pull tab, and just having this is a tiny little quality of life improvement, but it makes a huge difference. You all have the cord laying around. It's super cheap and easy to do. Go knock this one out. But first watch the rest of the video, then go knock this one out. The next hack is to go cheap. So I recommend for any new backpackers or even seasoned backpackers, don't waste your money on really expensive stoves. They're probably all made in the same factory. My favorite is the BRS 3000T. This thing is super small. It's not good for like cooking and temperature control, but really it's good for just creating a massive amount of energy to boil water fast. It weighs nothing. It costs like $15 on Amazon and it's reliable. I've had it for several years, never had a problem at all. The other one that I use is the AO2. This is a common one that's sold in a bunch of different brands. I think you can actually buy the exact same one at Walmart. The cool thing about this is it has an electronic ignition built in. Additionally, I came up with a pretty cool 3D print where I've got this loop, and this is a flexible TPU loop that holds in place the stove itself, the BRS 3000T, and also your lighter. You can always use the fancy and iconic little green bag that it comes with, and that's totally fine too. You can fit your lighter in here as well. So moving on, the next one is my famous pot knob. So a couple of, I don't know, 4 or 5, 6 videos ago, I talked about the flaw of the Toke's 750 milliliter pot. And the problem that I was finding was that the little triangle metal handle wasn't staying upright. So it would start upright and there's a little latch you can make it like stay upright. But then as the thing starts boiling and this thing starts shaking, the little triangle would flop over. So now I've got these PET G pot knobs. I've got glow in the dark and I've got orange. And it's just a quality of life improvement. You can pick this up easier without having to fumble around or even burn your fingers with the steam pumping out of here. Also, you don't have to use a stick or a pocket knife or anything to kind of grab it and pull it up and drop it, and it gets sticks and dirt and stuff like that stuck on the top of your lid. But also, as I was on my last AT trip in Pennsylvania, having this thing and just sitting here, maybe it's like one of those pride in making, your own stuff thing. But I was sitting there and I was drinking my coffee and just being able to pull that off, drink the coffee, and then put it back on. There's something about that was just really, really, really satisfying. And to me, it really worked. These things are like, a couple of grams. They weigh nothing and totally worth it in my opinion. So definitely check that out in my Etsy shop if you're interested. All right, so the next one is digital and it can live right on your phone and go with you on the trail. What it is, you guys might remember the Boy Scout Troop 281 made this incredible spreadsheet that shows you the weight of your canister by brand, and it will give you a readout of how much percentage you have left in the canister. So I've converted that into a little app, okay? And this is a Google Sheets app, and I'll put the link below. But this is cool because all you have to do is select your brand, and then you select the weight, and then it's gonna display the chart for you, and then basically you would measure the weight of your canister, and then you could tell it's at 40%, it's at 50%, it's at 60%. You know, like if you go on a 2-night trip, you might not need the whole canister. Why carry the extra few ounces? So oftentimes if I'm just going on a 2-night backpacking trip, I'll intentionally find one of my canisters, and believe me, I have a bunch of them laying around, and I'll find one that's like 50 or 60% to bring, and that's just gonna save a few ounces. So in my book, that's totally worth it. I'm an ultralight guy. I think you can even save this for offline use as well, so you can just have it ready to go just in case you need it, you know, while you're out in the field. Next up is the Camping Moon Z15. This is a fuel transfer valve. So what I do is I go to Walmart and I get one of these big Coleman fuel canisters. These are the really large size. They're like $5. And then I continuously keep refilling my small canisters. The way it works is you kind of take the one that is going to be giving the gas and kind of put it out in the sun or put it next to something that's warm to warm it up a bit. And then the receiving one, you'll put in your freezer for like 15 minutes. And then you connect the two with this valve like this. You turn the opener, but as soon as you turn the valve open, the fuel will go from the warm canister to the cold canister. And then you have to be really careful to constantly check the weight of this to make sure you're not going over the maximum allowed weight, which is printed here on the actual canister. Now I pay $5 for one canister at Walmart, and I refill this thing like 3 or 4 times with one of these. So it works out really well, and this thing, I think it cost, I want to say just $10 or so. There's also a really cool version of this that's made in the USA, and it's way lighter than this. It's like super cheap as well. They sell it on Garage Grown Gear. It's called the Alpenflow, but people have been raving about that. I haven't used it myself, but I plan on getting one as soon as I have any trouble at all with this one. All right, so moving on to stove hack number 5. Well, I think this is number 5. Anyway, this is backup systems. I always like to build in redundancy and have backup systems. So in case my stove fails, what I like to do is I pack 1 or 2 of these little Esbit style fuel tablets. And these just go right into my first aid kit, and hopefully I'll never have to use it. But if I ever have a failure of my stove, then I can pop one of these out. You get a boil or 2 out of each one. But to me, to have the backup system is like peace of mind. And when I go out, I feel like it's one less thing that I have to worry about, because if my stove malfunctions, I'm still gonna have hot food. You can get these in packs of 12 on Amazon and other sources online. They're really quite inexpensive, and just having that as a backup, totally worth it. All right, so if you made it this far in the video, I'm gonna treat you to a first look at something that I've been developing. To be honest with you, I've ran into some issues, and I wanna make this a lot better. It's not really ready for prime time yet, but since now there's probably only like a handful of people watching the video, I can let you guys in on the secret. So if you take my stove here, you know, oftentimes we use a little shark bite or other stove stabilizers. I've actually got a 3D printed one that just builds these in, okay? So the stabilizers just come out like this. And then when you're done, you put them back in, just like that. And then you use your little pull tab, like I explained for the hack 1, and then this goes right back down into the can. Now, some challenges with this, and also some other cool features of it. So if you pop this off, you can see it stores your lighter here as well. Now your lighter is going to be cradled in this little dent here at the bottom of the fuel canister. Some challenges is I really need to find a way to beef this up. Right now it's just too dainty to survive. I did bring it out on my last AT trip, and it did work, but you know, it just seemed a little bit flimsy, and I don't want to put something out that's flimsy. I want to put something out that can really stand the pressures of the trail. Probably takes a small canister, and it gives it the footprint of a large canister. But, you know, I feel like it could be better. So I'm continuously tweaking this. I've been actually thinking about this thing for a couple of months now, and we'll see how it goes. The way I do it is I just like kind of like sleep on these things and like continuously think about it, test it, sketch on it a little bit, and then eventually I'll come up with something. So, but that's what I've got for now. And I just thought I'd share that with you guys. But isn't it convenient though? Because the other leg stabilizers, you have to like pop them on. And this, just being able to like flick these out is huge, I think. All right, so I hope you've seen something today that you haven't seen on other channels. That's one of the goals of my channels, right? Is to try and like do things a little bit differently and show things that I think, maybe don't exist in other places, and I'm not just repeating the same information that all the other YouTubers are presenting. Thank you guys for watching so much, and as always, I'll see you out there.